Welcome to part one of activating your prana videos basics 101 for the world so I can share more of it. I'm at Pine Valley Ranch at a beautiful day. It's about 10 degrees. Was in gloves and the big jacket earlier, but the sun has been so amazing, warming, blue sky, clean air day. So grateful for that. The river is frozen. Trayshaw is around somewhere. My doggy, we haven't hiked in a while. And I had this motivation to just maybe share some techniques. So we'll just see how it goes and we'll see where it gets to the world. Um, First thing we will talk about is prana because that is what my class is on, my workshop that I do, because prana is pretty much everything. And in a nutshell, prana is the life force energy that runs inside of our cells. When our prana is activated, we feel more joy, more happiness, more love. But being a human, as we know, is extremely hard. So we have fears, we have guilt, we have shames, we have anger. We go through all these different emotions. And, ultimately, if we can get more in balance, we're going to be just better off to ourselves, to our family, to our friends, to everyone. So essentially, through breathing, through movement, through mantra, through breath, a lot of these things can get accomplished. Doesn't mean they're perfect by no means, because we're human, but it's a tool, so it helps. So if you're so inclined to want to listen and watch more, I invite you to, because these techniques can help you in a lot of situations. So that's prana in a nutshell. And what we're going to talk about is some Kundalini basics first. Is one breath we do a lot of is called breath of fire, and it works by inhaling, exhaling through your nose powerfully, and your stomach, your belly moving like this, going. So you're pumping your navel while inhaling through the nose. Now, and it'll eventually become like a rhythmic dance. However, for a while, it is not easy to do, because you're trying to build these new pathways from your brain to here to go pump, pump, pump. So essentially, you're going to work on it. It's something you'll hear a lot that we do in this practice. So that's something that you can work on after this video and kind of see how you, I don't know, see how you see how you like it. A technique you can do for beginners is act. Oh, by the way, I'd like to disclose, if you're pregnant or on the first 3 days of your moon cycle, don't actually do breath of fire. So that's full disclosure. Something you can do is, if it's difficult with through the nose, is panting like a dog, going. So that's a technique you can do for if you're new to it and you want a little rhythm. Now keep in mind, if you're doing it for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and your brain gets scrambled, going, what is it doing? Just calm, take a breath, just really slow down and get back to it. It's okay. It took me a solid 4 to 6 weeks, I'd say, to really get it to where it became a rhythm. That was only 2.5 years ago. So I guess next thing I'll say is, we like to do, or I should say, I like to do a lot of different balancing physical with emotional and spiritual exercises, but I definitely like to work on the physical, the legs, the core, the shoulders. I'm a real big believer in getting the core strong. So a lot of my practice daily is doing a lot of core stuff, but also all of it, shoulders, legs, and legs is the foundation. So that's a huge one too. And when you have those things in place, whether you hike, bike, ski, mountain bike, snowboard, skateboard, whatever it is you may do, you're going to usually do it better because you have a strong core and a foundation. So let's start with something. So in the beginning of a lot of classes, we'll just kind of do what we call Sufi grinds, where we just move, our hands are on our knees like this. And I hope it's coming through the camera. I think I see it coming through. And we just kind of inhale forward and exhale on the back. So inhale, exhale. Then you switch directions, so you can go a minute, whatever. There's an app called Insight Timer. I highly recommend you download it. It keeps your time, and you can set interval bells. It's real easy to use. Insight Timer. So that's what we'll do for a couple minutes, and then we take a deep breath, and we hold the breath, and then we exhale. And we just usually sit for like a minute in silence. A lot of times I have music on, but when I'm in teaching class, I'll lower it just in the silence to enjoy that. As much as I love the mantra, there's something magical about the silence. Generally, when I'm at the river like this, I don't like music because I like to hear the sounds of nature, although sometimes I will put it on. But for today, we're going to keep it just quiet and with nature, just really taking it all in. And such an epic day. So that's something you do to warm up. Then the next thing you can do to warm up is you take your hands, I'll take the gloves off, take your hands onto your shin, called a spinal flex. So you inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And you just keep going. You close your eyes, you gaze up at the third center eye, which is that intuition point, and you just gaze up there and you just kind of really get lost. But try to keep your eyes closed. This is a practice where you go within. A lot of times emotions arise. A lot of times crying happens. So let it flow though. Let these energies move through you. So you'll do that for like a minute or something. So this is just again just a series you can do to start. You'll inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Something that in Kundalini they'll tell you a lot is to inhale Sat, exhale Nam. Inhale Sat, exhale Nam. So if you ever take another traditional Kundalini class, you'll hear that a lot. And what it means is true identity. So Sat Nam is a very popular saying, like Sat Nam. Another one is Waheguru, Waheguru, where it's like the joy, the ecstasy of everything. It's like Waheguru. So that's a really two statements that you'll hear a lot. But when you're inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam, or Waheguru, silently in your head, sometimes when we might be doing like a 12-minute or an 11-minute hold and your arm is shaking, that mantra will help you get through and just help you get there. And I talk about the 11-minute hold because eventually we get to doing these holds where we're chanting and holding and challenging ourselves, pushing our physical limits, pushing our uncomfortableness to see. But if you have injuries or anything, you don't want to ever do those type of things and hurt yourself further. But anyway, coming back to the beginning series, so we'll do that and we'll inhale. Next thing I like to do a lot is called it's a very popular one called Ego Eradicator. You take your fingers like this, your thumbs up in the air, and you pump the navel. And so with breath of fire, you're going to go pumping. And you could do 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 4. It doesn't really matter. You pick a time that you want to do. Eventually you go longer. The arms will want to start shaking. One thing to keep in mind is you want your back straight so the energy flows up. You want to be at this angle, about 60 degrees. The thumbs here, eyes are closed. You're gazing up at the third center eye, and you're just pumping away. And this breath of fire helps purify the blood. It helps balance the hormones. It radiates the aura. It helps release toxins. It really does a lot of wonderful things. So it's a very good thing to do, and just pumping that navel, getting things in the organs moving too. So that's something that we do a lot, and it's very basic. And then when you're done, so you pump, you inhale, and you reach up and you reach, right? And then at the same time, as you're holding the breath in, you're doing what's called squeezing Mulaban. That's you're sealing off your lower triangles. So your navel goes back to your spine and everything gets like squeezed up and in. So you're just kind of squeezing everything from there up and in. And as much as you're physically squeezing it, you're also energetically squeezing it. So you're kind of just visualizing. The reason you're doing that is to allow the energy to rise up the spine and kind of get release, because the Kundalini energy is said to sit dormant at the base of the spine. So in order to release it, it has to go up this channel, this energy channel called the Sushama. So it goes up there. So yeah, so that's a really nice. Oh yeah, by the way, sorry. So you're pumping, you inhale. You inhale. You're holding the breath. Then when you exhale, you slowly just kind of sweep down your arms, right? And you just do that and feel the energy shift, right? And then just sit with it and then come down. Your hands are on your knees. This is what we call Gyan Mudra. It's your thumb and index finger are together. Your 3 fingers are out. And you could just sit like that, or you can sit with your palms open too. It doesn't really matter. But just sit with the energy afterwards for a minute. So that's something we like to do a lot of. Next thing I can say that we can transition to from there is we could just do some nice shoulder shrugs. So we can put our hands on our knees like this, and we go inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So just do that. And then do that for a minute or so and just kind of squeeze. And the longer, you want to do, the more, great. If you want to do a minute, great. So then you can finish that. And then when you're done, so you always usually end up inhaling up, squeezing, and then exhale down. And then just kind of let it just sit there, let the energy move. And by the way, when you're inhaling, exhaling, I like to visualize the weight of the world just dropping. So when you inhale, just drop it, and it just drops, okay? So that's a good one. Next one I love that actually creates a lot of emotion. And by the way, I'm just doing everything sitting right now. I'll do another part later at another time, so I'll just do a lot of sitting exercises today. One I love, but I actually like it. Well, I'll get on my knees. So I actually like it on the knees better, but it doesn't matter in the end. You can definitely sit. So this is called rock pose. And so with this one, you inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So, and what I like to do is, so you're going to cross your right finger over your left if you're a male, left over right if you're a female, or if you identify as both, switch them up. Doesn't matter. So you inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And what I like to really do is visualize yourself chopping through something. So you have a barrier, something might be holding you back, break through and put that vision out there. And if you have nothing holding you back, that's awesome. Think of someone else that you can do it for. So it's just when you're sitting there, visualize inhaling, and then you're chopping through a block, chopping through something. What's holding you back in your life? So do that exercise for a few minutes as well. And it definitely will you'll start feeling the shoulders quickly on that. Let's see, from rock pose, I mean, all these can be done in either. So like ego eradicator we did earlier, can be done the same way. One I like is it's a nice, really heart clearing chakra one. It's you're inhaling, exhaling like this, touching the fingers together. And you could chant anything. There in the books they'll say chant the mantra hummy hum brahm hum. So you can look that up. Hummy hum Brahm hum, and the Brahm is spelled B-R-A-H-M, and hummy H-M-U-E-E, hummy hum Brahm hum. So, and you would chant that. But really, you can chant anything with it. So, what I really encourage people to do is put on some mantra music and see how it moves you, and just start doing different movements that come to you. This is a nice one. Okay, so. And then you would inhale when you're done, and then you just kind of bring all that happiness, that joy when you're inhaling. Just visualize those frequencies filling you, inside of you and outside of you, and then just exhale and back down to your knees. We always tend to come to our knees, whether our palms up or in Gyan Mudra, and just kind of let the exercise do its thing. Sit for 30 seconds or a minute, whatever feels good to you. Longer. When we do tougher, harder exercises, we definitely will sit longer, like ones that really push you. Let's go on to what I refer to still as nemesis. I don't know why, but it's still a difficult one to this day. And all it really is you put your arms out and you flip your arms. So you go like this. Inhale, exhale. But don't move them like this. I mean, you can. I guess it doesn't really matter, but to really challenge, I find this motion here because it can really get the forearms moving too. So and start out with a minute and then go up and move up to 90 seconds, go up to 2 minutes, whatever feels good. But a lot of times your shoulders will feel it up here. It used to be my forearms were so tight. So if everyone's different, I've also seen brand new people do it and have no problem. So, but have fun with that one. And then when you're done at the end, inhale with your palms up, hold the breath. So you have a big inhale, you're squeezing that root lock, those lower three chakras, we call them the lower triangles. You're inhaling and you're exhaling, and you're just bringing your arms arms to your knees, and you're just sitting with that energy. Feeling the sunshine warm you up, bringing a smile to your face. Absolutely amazing out here today. Feel so blessed. Well, let's see. There's so many. We can do another one. So you could pick whatever you want to do, right? You watch the video and you do whatever exercises you want. Write them down. So what I'd say is, if you like one, write it on paper so that when you're trying to memorize how to do it, just look at your paper, since we're not doing like a full class or anything. Next one we'll do though is the lion's claw to clear our electromagnetic field. Our electromagnetic field is our aura all around us, which they say extends 9 feet around. So what we want to do with this one is we want to take our claws like this, and we're going to rotate in front of our wrists, one, then the other, right? So we're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and just picture these claws going through any dense energy and just clearing it all out of you. And that energy is the fears, the guilts, the shames, the angers. Only you know, and only you know what those are, truly. And so dig deep and get those low frequencies, maybe the things you don't like about yourself too. Clear it out. Now's the time to push yourself and go, get out of me, and then fill me with joy and happiness and love. And again, only you know that. So think of that, channel that when you're doing some of these exercises too. So again, lion's claw. Rotating the wrist, inhaling, exhaling. Fingers are going through dense energy, removing any negativity. Then when you're done, inhale it out, hold it up, pretend like even if you're inside, that your sun is your face is to the sun, like it is for me right now. Just feeling so amazing, feeling that sun warm you up. Because when it's a hot sun, you wouldn't want to be there. So only when it's chilly or cold does it feel so amazing. So you picture that, you're inhaling, you're holding the breath. And again, when you exhale, you just come back down. And then you're just going to sit with that for a minute. And then maybe you go into a neck roll, right? Maybe you just give your neck some love here. You just go around. Inhaling, exhaling. It doesn't really matter if it's on the front or the back. As long as you're doing equal inhales and exhales, remembering breath is what moves things. Breath is everything. If we don't have breath for a couple minutes, we're not here, right? So that's kind of a crazy concept to think how important breath is. But it's a delivery of the prana too. It moves the prana through the body. And also with our breath, just consciously breathing by slowing down, we slow down our mind. Because what we're really attempting to do here is live in the neutral mind, live with the nervous system more like this instead of like this. This one over here, think of as your sympathetic nervous system. That's your fight or flight. That's the one that a lot of us are in. Your parasympathetic is like your soothing one, which a lot of times is down here. So what we're doing now is we're bringing up the PNS, the parasympathetic, to be more in balance. So instead of living like this, we're attempting to live like this. That gives a good explanation, hopefully. Let's see. What else can we do for today? I guess for now, that's enough. We'll go with that, and we'll put out more and see how it goes. So, Satnam, Waheguru, have a great day. Bye.